All right. It is a good morning. For the most part. How's everybody doing? It's Figure Friday, but we're still doing the Warhammer. We started this magnificent vehicle on Wednesday. We got to finish it. And so we shall. All right, afternoon for some people. Afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Oh, there's a lot of extra glue on this thing. Welcome everybody who's tuning in. So yeah, yesterday was a nice little break. Yesterday I was with the kids pretty much the whole day, so my wife had some stuff going on. So didn't have much time for hobbying or anything else. But we are back at it today. Ooh, as Nightbot so nicely noted for us. And see, Rabid Wombat, I put it in so I didn't have to remember. And there you go. the bot did that. I set that up. Every once in a while I can actually do something productive like that. Yeah, so check out our own Rabid Wombat is part of this amazing charity stream event with like a whole bunch of streamers. A lot of whom I don't know, but I'm very interested to find out more about them. Rabid Wombat, please feel free to tell us more about this cool event, who it's for, what it's doing. But yes, you can catch Rabid Wombat as part of that event next week. Always happy to share and talk about charity things that are going on. And currently on here, we're building the rear section. So these are struts that are going to go up to the rear. It's pretty much a wing, and it's also, it looks like it has to do with the wheel assembly. So yeah. Ooh, Zardoz, you're getting in on the action too, huh? Cool. So yeah, lots of neat stuff going on with things. We like it when things are happening. That's interesting. It's a marathon stream, 24 hours a day for 7 days. Someone will be streaming in support of St. Jude's Children's Hospital. That is awesome. That's great. Yeah, and I saw that it's, what is it, the hashtag Metal Meal Meltdown, I think, on Twitter, if you're on the Twitters. So you can go there, and that's a good place to get a sense of everybody who's involved. There's a really cool graphic that shows the whole schedule. So by all means, check it out. And yeah, it's 24 hours a day. So no matter where you are, what your time zone, what your work schedule might be, you should be able to tune in for hopefully at least part of it. Now I always get wary with things like this. So like I said, I'm putting on these struts. Now eventually I know that a piece is going to go on the top and is going to have to connect here and here. And oh man, do I worry that these are going on straight. Because according to the directions, we don't actually put on the wing until almost the very end. So I'm just kind of hoping that this is exactly the way they should be orientated, as the old people would say. Oh well, I'm just going to hope for it. Yes, Goobers 515. Very cool. Just wing it, exactly. It'll be fine. Well, and the other thing is, it's again, and I've said this before, it's an Ork vehicle. There's no such thing as building it wrong, or having things later to fix or add to or cover up is just fine and part of the game. If things don't line up perfectly, no big deal. Not a problem. Alright, let's get a steering wheel. That is an interesting angle. Fit that in there. Okay. Now here's a question. Why do orc vehicles even have steering wheels? Am I right? Shouldn't they just think about where it wants to go? Believe that it's going to go in the direction they want? Oh, Rabbit Walnut, that's awesome. I would assume that that most bosses in real world jobs would not know or understand what this kind of stuff is. But you never know. I mean, there are some people out there who are hip to the scene. Yes, for any of you who don't know Rabid Wombat in person, he loves hugs. Like, it's non-stop hug fest around him. Well, Rabid Wombat, that's great. I hope everyone tunes in. I hope it raises a ton of money for charity. I love it. And yeah, and your segment is on Thursday when I don't usually stream anyway. These days, at least. So I hope I am able to tune in as well. Okay, so we're building the orc driver. And it is interesting to note that the driver of this vehicle does sit on the right side, like those crazy British people. Weird. And a lot of times, like these parts are fairly, they're not push fit, but like there's only one way to build that. It locks in pretty firmly. But in this case, it's specific because there's not a lot of clearance to jam a whole orc in here. So I'm not going to mess around with trying to reposition anything. I want it to fit. And yeah, they do have you put that steering wheel in first. So hopefully we'll manage to drop right in there. Jam it. I'm totally going to paint the feet. Oh, yeah. Well, now, again, this is for my son's army. So I'm going to let him paint it however he would like. Which will be interesting if nothing else. Oh, I see what they did. That's cool. So the steering wheel, if you look in there, you see how it's like it's almost half of a steering wheel. And the orc arm is holding the other section. So it just fits right in. In theory, it'll fit right in and make a seamless steering wheel. Yeah, so his army, I build it. I build most of his stuff still because he's little. But yes, he does paint them. He just finished up painting his squad of Storm Boys that he's been working on for a while. So this will be next for our next Zoom hobby night with my friends. He loves to get in on. And we've got a head. This guy is just about good to go. He's got a little jacket on. It looks like some kind of little half helmet. Now, will it fit? Oh my goodness, that's a tight fit, but it looks like it will. We'll throw down some glue and see. Yeah, like I've said before, orcs are super fun to play. They're not necessarily my favorite aesthetic, but they are neat. Orcs are really fun to play with other people, I've found. Alright, let's slap some glue on this thing. I'm very proud that thanks to... I take no credit. It was all John in the first half. But of the Grimdark Dawn Season 2 finale, John was not able to make the final episode, and I took over the orc team and took it to victory. Oh man, why is this not fitting in? Oh no! What have I done? Uh-oh. Oh no, should have waited till the head dried. Crap. Remember what I was saying about that really annoying tight fit? What the heck is happening? Okay, there we go. Hold on, I gotta fix that head real quick. Well, that was annoying. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, Grimdark Dawn Season 2. Yeah, so John played the orcs for the first episode, the first half of that, and then I got to take over for the actual finale and successfully brought the orcs to victory. It was great. It was super fun. Okay. It was a little touch and go there, but race car Bob here is in position, hand on the steering wheel, doesn't actually close up over the top. He's just holding the other side of it. Whew, but it works. Okay. It works. I'm going to let that dry fully before I do anything else on there. Okay, now it looks like we build the grot. Yeah, don't drop stuff. That's a good rule of thumb for model building. Don't drop your parts. Don't drop anything. Rabid Wombat, yeah, not having people back till after January. And we'll see if even that happens. But you know what? Come January, we're actually gonna have, like, I don't know, a government that cares about what's going on and a plan for things. I don't know how political we want to get in our discussion today, but we certainly could. So this guy is quite a bit smaller. He's the little grot. Oh my goodness, this arm is in 2 parts. That's crazy. Let's see, what is part 44? Is that it? Yeah. 40, is that right? Oh, I see. It connects. Oh, man. Oh, so he's okay. He's operating the little thing. All right. I think I figured out how this works. He is so tiny. Oh, there are 2 grots. That makes sense. I was like, that's a lot of pieces for a grot. But no, that's because there are 2 grots. We got red water today. Yeah, I mean, really, the only political thing I was really thinking about is I love that our president-elect has hit the ground running, starting to figure out who's going to go in what positions, what's going to happen. But I do wish, and they have this coronavirus task force that they're putting together, but I wish they would even go a little bit further. I think they should right now announce that day one, there's going to be a nationwide mask mandate. I know that's not going to be popular with everybody because some people are morons, but just let people know now. We all know what's going to happen. Just tell them. Get people used to the idea. What are we going to do? Have another election? In this one, let's see. So this grot is operating the gun? I don't know which. Yeah, in some of the other models, they're throwing stuff. Yeah, so I think they're both operating this gun over here on this side. Wait, where is the other grot? Oh, yeah. There's one behind the gun and one off to the side of the gun. That makes sense. Grot gunners, good for things. Yeah, the other model has a grot out shooting a pistol out the window, which is fantastic. Brandon, hello. We are building orcs. Maybe. Well, actually, this is a model that John has played on Grimdark Dawn before. You know it. You love it. The Shokkjump Dragsta with that awesome teleporting tunneling move. It's like basically it makes a boom tube, which is pretty cool. Oh, these grot parts are so tiny. This grot has one eye and an eye patch and some earrings. I don't know if there's how much you can tell. Oh, the lighting goes so bad when I try to do things up close. Yeah, it's a great little grot head. Oh, grots are so good. Grots and orcs. Deathwing Knights. Cool. Stardust, how many armies do you have currently, or are currently in the process of planning or assembling? I suspect that number is quite a bit. Okay, so this little guy is going to get... How do these arms work? So that goes on that side. All right, this is another instance where it's like a three pieces, all of which need to go together. So I'm going to try to glue it all at once and hope for the best. Will it fit? Will it fit? Not at first try. Oh my god, that's tiny. Oh man, I'm just fumbling this thing all over the place. Okay, there we go. And this one will go... Did I ever say thank God for plastic glue before? Have I ever mentioned that? Otherwise this grot would be mostly human skin at this point. But success! I don't know if you can see that, but he has two arms. And he's pressing the button. It kind of looks like a little joystick he's operating. Excuse me. Oh, Zardoz, anything. Whatever armies you're working on in any... I mean, look, I have a I have a 30k Emperor's Children army, which is a giant pile of plastic in the one corner of my room, mostly even unopened boxes. But I mean, it's there. It's in some state of existing, mostly in my mind, but it is a thing. There's a plan. All right, and the Grot has a head, so he is good to go. I'm going to wait a little while for all of these tiny things to dry and solidify before I jam him into the co-pilot seat there. But at the same time, I can work on the whatever kind of blast custom. I know this is some kind of shock blaster, custom shock rifle. Cool. Let's do it. Yeah, Grots and Gretchen are different words for the same thing. And again, they're 40k goblins, really. Zardoz has Deathwing, Walmachon, Adeptus Mechanicus, Astral Claws. Wow. Lanterns of Space Marines, Dark Angels, Imperial Knights, Night Lords. Wow. Right, and of course the Wraith Guard, yeah. Can't forget the Wraith Guard. Okay, so we got the big guns up here. Well, that's awesome, Zardoz. I hope you much success with all of those projects. Ooh, that's annoying. I had to pop this out and it totally bent plastic. Fun. All right, 56. We got a little ammo pack kind of thing, or 50 rather. What is that? Oh, it's a little, like a squig. Yeah, so orcs have squigs. They're, how would you define squigs? They're part pet, part beast of burden, part food. Squigs can kind of be whatever they need them to be. And I bet they smell absolutely terrible. There's much crashing going on in the other room. Squigs are orc buffalo. And that works, yeah. Wow, Zardoz. The list keeps going and going and going. That's great, though. I really like having multiple armies as far as like working on stuff, because I feel like I don't get bogged down as much if I get tired of doing, my sort of stock Space Marines. I can go and play with my spiky guys and do my my Chaos Space Marines. All right, so this little squig thing looks like it just gets stuck on here. What is this? I guess it just... Oh no, I see. It goes like that. Goes like that. All right. Third time's the charm. Figured it out. Yeah, exactly. They smelled bad on the outside. Cross between dogs, oxen, and cow. Yeah, that about covers it. Yeah, so you'll see some orcs come with specific squigs that do things. Targeting squig. They can help with things. Again, if you just believe. Zarnaz, I would never say that you have too many armies. I would say that you have just the right amount of armies. But maybe don't start anymore. No, I would never army shame anyone. As long as you're having fun. The main thing is just not getting frustrated at like too many things that you want to do. And you can actually accomplish things in your different armies. And obviously, like, look, I have almost nothing painted, but I have 3 very playable armies. They're not painted, but they're, have a lot of models. And so on and so forth. So as long as you're not getting frustrated with what you have, then it's good. Because this stuff will never play again. Yeah, well, and that's, hey, look. It's also, if you have a bunch of models and a bunch of armies just because you like them and you like the way they look or they've meant something to you in the past, even if you don't plan on ever playing them again, that's also totally fine. You can collect models. You can love to display models, even if you buy them without the intention of ever playing them. That is totally fine. I was watching more of Uncle Adam. He posted a video very late last night, and I was online anyways. Like, oh, I'll just watch this. And last night, excuse me, was it was kind of a silly one. It was about leaders and followers in the miniature gaming world. But essentially, it was a little bit of a clickbaity title, but it was the idea that there are so many games out there other than like the big famous obvious ones like Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, Malifaux. There are some other games out there too, but essentially that to play in these other smaller games that people aren't as familiar with, aren't sold everywhere, either you have to be a leader, so essentially you've got to go and buy the game, you've got to learn it, you've got to build a couple armies for it and be able to teach people and introduce other people to it, or you can be a follower, and whoever is in your area who does that, then you get to play those other games too, but you don't have as much choice in what your options are. Makes total sense. In my area, like I've talked about before, there are people who play Infinity, so I do have some Infinity models, but there's nobody around here who plays Wild West Exodus, which I have some interest in. So if I ever wanted actually to play that game, I would need to put forth the effort to learn it all myself, get models and have, like I said, enough to be able to teach other people to try to get them involved in the game. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. So swinging back to the beginning part there. He also talks a lot about, a fair number of his videos are about sort of being happy with the way you hobby. And I appreciate that. And talking about, how does this thing fit in here? Being happy with projects and not trying to go overboard with things that are beyond your ability, and finding out, what do you need to do with an army, with a model, with a paint job that will satisfy you. And I think that is important for people to understand, because we're not all going to be able to paint things to, the level of Duncan, and that's okay. All right, so this cannon has a little slot right here in the middle, and then this thing fits in there so it can, in theory, it could spin while it's in there, which is a cool idea. Shifty Capone is here to talk some dang lore. Let's do it. Let's talk lore. We're building Speed Freeks Shokkjump Dragsta for the Orks. So this thing is another part where you kind of put it in. You can kind of put it in however you want. You know what I'm saying? Because it does spin, so wherever you want it in the rotation would be fine. I'm just going to jam it in and see where it ends up. Oh, thank you for the follow, Transistor. We'll see where it lands. Favorite Primarch, Fulgrim, of course. And thank you for the follow. I'm a big Emperor's Children fan, so I like it. I like it like that. Again, it's supposed to spin, and no other part is going to be anywhere near it, so you can kind of just do what you want. So I like it that way, and it fits, so I'm going to leave it just so. I can be wrong about my Primarch. Oh, and thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. We're working on some Orks today. Continuing to build, I should say. I started last week, or the other day. Building a Shokkjump Dragsta, talking about Orks and other things. And yeah, we do all sorts of really, really geeky stuff here on this channel. We talk about ancient mythologies on Monday. We look at toys on Tuesdays. Typically do Warhammer building on Wednesdays, and sometimes even on Fridays. So welcome, welcome. Glad to have you. All right, so we've got this little bugger who's going to hang out here next to his friend. And then this will attach to the side, which goes right here. I see, and yes, clearly you want to get the grot in the passenger seat before you put this on. Again, just because there's, I mean, you could probably jam it in there. Oh, and yeah, thank you, Zardoz. Yes, more recently, we have a Saturday Warhammer stream as well, which is really cool because then we get to go over everything that's new out in stores and all the pre-orders, and also talk about lore and painting and the like. Well, let's get this bugger inside. Fulgrim even had a chance to shine in the latest Horus Heresy novel in Saturnine, which was pretty cool. Unexpectedly. And I don't want to give away too many spoilers for that one because it recently came out, and I know not everyone's had a chance to read it, but yeah, man, is anybody here reading the current Horus Heresy novels that are still coming out? Oh, thanks, Transistor. How was your stream? Was it good? I hope yours was good as well. So far, these last couple... Is this guy in the right place? I don't know exactly where he's supposed to go. Picture isn't... Yeah, I think that's good. Like I said, it's Orks. They can jam him in anywhere. Yeah, so the Horus Heresy series, and for those of you who may not be super familiar with it, essentially it's 30K. So the main Warhammer 40K takes place in, well, now we're in what, M42, so it's not actually 40K anymore. But in general, it takes place 10,000 years before current events. And oh no, that popped right out. Shoot. I gotta let things settle down a little bit before I move on to the next phase. Alright, I'm gonna wait for that to dry. Let's build the next little fella. Ooh, a Night Hunt Lord Executioner. Very cool. Yeah, so way back when half of the Primarchs rebelled against the Emperor and joined Chaos, and hilarity ensued, right? So the final series of that, well, series is going on right now, and it's a doozy. And what they talk about, and the latest author did a really good job. It's Warhammer. Yeah, technically it is kind of 42K, but that's not important. So the author of the latest novel of Saturnine is Dan Abnett, who is, you should probably know that name either from Warhammer or from any number of comic books that he's written. All sorts of great stuff out there. He's amazing. And he talked about how the challenges. So this lore for what happened at the end of the Horus Heresy, this lore has been around for 30 years, right? We all, quote unquote, know what happened. Well, we know the broad strokes. We know a couple of details here and there. But now these authors are really getting to flesh out all of the events. And it's been very interesting how they take that existing lore, add to it, sometimes surprise us, and explain things happened in a way that we may have thought, but were a little bit different. And like I had said, there was something specific, and I won't go into all of the details and the spoilers, but something specific happened in Saturnine that literally blew up what we've all known, in quotes, known to be fact for 30 years. And nope, it was something different. And it was kind of a crazy moment, and we'll see what it means for the lore moving forward, if it ever gets addressed by anyone else. But yeah, it's cool to see how they get to specific scenes that we're all waiting for, and sort of what the other characters are doing. I found it's the Siege of Terra. These are the final set of books. I can't remember how many they said they're going to be. There have been, what, like 3.5 so far. There was like a shorter one, a novella. I'll say they've been a little uneven. None of them have been bad, but it seemed like they planned out the books for, okay, this book is going to cover these events in this period. This book is going to cover these events this period. But then when they got to writing, they realized that some of them were a little bare bones as to what they had to cover, and other ones had a lot to cover. It also seems like there may have been some rules like, okay, don't talk about this guy because we're going to save him for the next person's book. It feels a little bit like that. But, we're dealing with a whole team of writers and lore that has to be approved by a massive company and all of that sort of thing. So I certainly don't begrudge them stuff like that, but it does kind of feel that way. But I will say that for this most recent, for Saturnine, I think is the most recent. I don't know. Has one come out since then? Dan Abnett clearly was like, they were like, yeah, do whatever you want. He has every Primarch in there doing wacky stuff. Tons of people showing up out of the blue, changing up lore on us. It's pretty great. I definitely thought that was the best of the Siege of Terra books so far. The first one was good. It was all about the space fighting as the trader fleets arrive in the solar system. But again, it was like, the book was really repetitive. And then the next one was really focused on just a couple of storylines. Oh yeah, no, maybe there were. Yeah, wait, how many have there been? Yeah. Yeah, if you're a big fan of Pluto and its moons, I got bad news for you. That is a spoiler, I suppose. But like I said, I mean, it's an extension of the Horus Heresy series, so there isn't a bad one. There are just some that aren't as great as some other ones. Oh my God, Zardoz, we have so much to say about that, because my children are very, very much into astronomy and the planets. Oh, NASA rocket ships. And all the modern stuff that we buy for them. Pluto is not a planet. Well, Pluto's a dwarf planet. And as we've come to learn, there are a bunch of dwarf planets in our solar system. But yeah, but then if we go and buy them anything that's old, that was around like when we were younger, then Pluto is a planet. So it's a little controversial here in our house as far as the status of Pluto. I mean, of course, yes, I grew up and Pluto was a planet. I have fond memories of Pluto, but what are you gonna do? Science changes. Oh my goodness, I'm just dropping everything this morning. I should do one of those videos or streams about how to do hobbying as an old person. Alright, it's coming along though. And he looks a little bit like this. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I'm just going to go ahead and say no comment on that guy. Alright, this grot has a whole string of what look like grenades. Some sort of ammunition that goes down his back. It's pretty cool. There's a nice little peg there to hold them. Okay. And after this, it looks like we just have the wing and the... What are these little chains? Oh, chains that hold the struts in the back of the car, and then the wheels. So I'm gonna let this guy dry. That's right, Nerdy Duck. Science, facts don't care about your feelings. Yeah, Pluto got squatted. Although, it has been cool learning about the dwarf planets, because there are other ones, and they're pretty interesting. Okay, back to... He's mostly secure. I need to figure out how this... We need a lot more glue, clearly. This time I'll remember not to knock that little piece off. That'll be helpful. Man, that is a tight fit. Am I doing something wrong? Is that not supposed to go there? Check the picture. So yeah, it lines up right alongside. Oh, guess that's it. Okay, yeah, so just like that. Just right along the side there. Thank you so much, Sister. Have a great one. Yeah, Zardoz. Maybe don't don't go after people who hurt your feelings. All right, we have our second grot. He's ready to jump on board somewhere. Oh, I see. He plugs into... Oh, neat. So he's got a thing in his hand that's going to plug into the little hole right up there, in theory. And right alongside. All right, I'm gonna wait on that because he is still drying in a bunch of little pieces. So let's get the next parts. I think we're coming along. Only a couple of pieces left. All right, we got some chains. 18 and 19. Yeah, my 2-year-old can tell you all about all of the planets. He can rattle off a bunch of the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Tell you fun facts about things. It's pretty great. Thanks for the halfway link on Discord. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I forget the name of that company, but there were some pretty neat things out there. There are third-party companies, man, who do some really cool models, cool parts. 18 and 19. All right, so these chains connect. Where do these go? Okay, so from the back up here down to the struts over here. Interesting. Let's see what that looks like. A little bit like that. Okay, that's cool. I can dig it. Zardoz, yes. I'm trying to keep track of all of the Blood Bowl news and nonsense. Probably talk about Blood Bowl tomorrow a little bit. I confess, I am kind of excited about this new edition. Looks like they've changed up the rules in some fun ways. Cool, that works. So you see that chain right there. I love the little videos for the different teams. And yeah, the fact that there's going to be a new video game, which again continues the tradition of having the video game be the same rules as the tabletop game. So you only got to learn one, and you'll know how to play the other one. That is great. Yeah, in the new game, you'll be able to customize your players and how they look. That's super cool. Hey, Nightmare, how's it going? Right, you don't have to paint and base the video game. Very true. That is an excellent point. So I was looking at the Halloween set. What do they call it? It's the Undead something or other team. Man, those models those look so good. And it looks like you've got some options as far as alternate heads for at least a couple of those models. I have a feeling that, like the pumpkin-headed ones, I think you can make them pumpkin-headed or not. That's my guess, at least. Crypt Stealers, yeah, something like that. But those models just look really good. I kind of want to get them just to build them. I don't know how many Blood Bowl teams I need to own, though. I have a few already. I also have a bunch. Oh, you know what? I do have a reason to get more Blood Bowl teams, though. I just realized. As part of a crazy thing I did with friends a while back, we basically got a collection of just about all of the star players from Forge World. It was a crazy day of Forge World ordering. Let's we don't need to go into details about that. But I have. Hey, thanks for the follow, J Ninja Kitten. Welcome. But yeah, I've got a bunch of star players for teams that I don't have or play. I guess I need to get those teams. Do I really need an excuse? Oh. Yeah, I mean, when you start ordering Forge World, it's just like all laws of physics and the known world just goes away. In this case, yeah, it was a group order. Friends of mine we were all ordering stuff, and we had just gotten into Blood Bowl, and one of our more spendy friends was like, no, we're gonna get all of the star players, we're gonna make our own league, we're gonna have a ton of fun with it. And guess what never happened? Never actually made that league, and we did play a few times though, so that did happen, but nothing quite as extravagant as those plans. But we did end up having all those star players, and I've basically inherited them from other people who've stopped playing. Sadly, no Titans were purchased. Lots of great Titan action in those Horus Heresy novels. Not just the actual Titan Death novel, which was cool. Yeah, Bert needs a lot of stuff for his... Oh, Krieg. Well, I don't know if he needs stuff for that anymore. Yeah, I don't have any Titans. I don't have any Knights even, so I'm not looking at getting Titans anytime soon. They are amazing. Obviously, they are absolutely amazing models. I'd love to embark on a project like that one day, but I don't have plans for that anytime soon. So we've got a crazy hot rod style intake at the top of the car here. Pop that in. There is, I forgot about this. There is a Titan that's floating around here somewhere. I don't have one, but there is one nearby. That's cryptic, but maybe a Titan will show up at some point somewhere. Yeah, Nightmare. The Krieg's got kind of messed up. Yeah, they legended several of their stuff. They changed the rules on them. It happened. Yeah, I mean 3D printing. There's so much cool stuff out there. Okay, now, did I build this right so that the wing fits? Oh, it looks like it fits perfectly. Man, that's fun. Thinking about Aeronautica? Yeah, I have as well. Those models look so cool. I have refrained thus far from adding that to my collection of things. Though again, the rumors are that Chaos is next, and I'm very keen to see which craft they have for Chaos. Black Cavalier. That's an excellent question, and I do. Yeah, when I explain to people who don't know about the Titans and about the Warlord Titan, the model, I use my son. I mean, he's just recently now taller than the Titan, but I'm like, okay, it's about the size of Maximilian and weighs just a little bit less. That thing is crazy. It sort of just sits up there on top. I'm gonna hold that. I'm just gonna hold that for a minute till it dries. Yeah, there are lots of Aeronautica style and sized 3D files out there if you were looking to do it that way. That should stay. Yeah, here obviously, if you were a pro painter, you certainly would not put this piece on before you painted that engine. Because there's a lot of it that you're just not going to be able to get to. But that's okay. Because again, a 6-year-old is going to paint this, so it's fine. It is fine. Start popping out these wheels. Ooh, Zardas, who are Iron Wind Metals? I don't know that name. Or I don't recognize the name, rather. Alright, so I need 2 of 2s and 1s. Yes, Benjamin, my 6-year-old, he loves orcs. Two and you may have seen some of his models. They have appeared on Grimdark Dawn. I don't know if they heard that we're talking about. Ah, that's a spiky tire. Ouch. Ones and 2s. Yeah, I keep trying to estimate or figure out like, what's my 2-year-old gonna be into? What's his army gonna be? I don't know, maybe I just need to start buying models and see what he's into. Oh yeah, orc players are absolutely the best. They are definitely the most. They're always having the most fun. Oh, Zarda's interesting. Oh, I think I've seen their stuff. I can envision their packaging of their models. Okay. Yeah, and of course, the big fun of doing orcs is customizing and making looted vehicles, which is basically where the orcs found or commandeered something and made it their own. So that's why, yes, orc players rather will. It's funny when Games Workshop announces a new model, the interest level is always the people who play that army and orc players who look at it and say, what could I do to that? How could I loot that? Yeah, orc people are the best. Ugh, there's a lot of string glue on here. I guess he does not want blueberries. Okay. One wheel put together. And I'll show you. So, as I've talked about, most of the orc army that I have, I got from a friend of mine who was getting out of the game, and she was nice enough to sell me her orc army at a very good price for the amount of stuff I got, especially the stuff that was painted was really well done. But there were some projects in there that, ouch, that were not quite completed, but very, very fun. Actually, I brought one out to show you. So here's a looted wagon that she was working on. So the central part is a rhino backwards, pulled by an orc biker. We've got some Tau parts on the side. We've got a gunner randomly up here. Got spiky bits. So yeah, I've got it. I have plans. I need to figure out what else I can add to this thing to really, really take it over the top. It definitely needs something else going on here, but or at least I can pack in a bunch of boys or something. Hey, Darrow! I asked the surgeon if I could administer my own anesthetic. He said, "Sure, knock yourself out." I like that. So yeah, so this is an example of what orc players get up to and what they think about when they see a new model. Ooh, what could I do with those parts? How could I turn this into something ridiculous? So, yeah. Oh, Nightmare! I've seen. Yeah, I've definitely seen some people who put speakers, especially the Emperor's Children fans like myself. That would be cool. I saw one guy, he made an entire, it's like a whole Slanesh devoted stage for his Emperor's Children. I don't know how he moves it around the battlefield, or if it's just like a stationary thing. But yeah, people definitely do really unique stuff with speakers and lights, all that good stuff. These out. Yeah, those exorcists. Lots of cool stuff going on with those. Parade float from hell. I like that. And then of course, there are a bunch of orc people who quite enjoy the aesthetic of Mad Max, especially Fury Road, and have a bunch of orc things based off of that aesthetic at least. Yeah, the creativity of orc players always blows me away. Let's get some wheels on this thing. What do you say? Then one day I'll figure out what I want to do with the base. I've seen some interesting base designs for these Speed Freaks vehicles. I like the aesthetic of people who paint them like actual roads. That's kind of neat. Or, you know, you could put a bunch of debris and stuff, have them running over things. No, an actual potato, so it's gross. That is definitely a choice. Oh, I pop that in and there we go. Yeah, they're very small but very pokey little spikes on these wheels, and I keep jabbing them into myself. Good. Alright. Almost done with these. Yeah, it's a good rule of thumb not to put anything in or on your models that's, you know, gonna rot if you leave it out, or it might smell bad. Ugh, the glues smell bad enough on their own. All right, wheels, wheels, wheels. This thing needs wheels. And again, if you were a pro modeler, you could drill through here and add, what do you call it, like metal rods, and so your wheels could spin. I'm just going to glue them on. Looks right? Cool. Yo, bacon wrapped corn berserkers. Yikes. I mean, unless you plan on actually eating them, then go for it. Okay. That looks like it should work. Corn dogs. Oh, that's a good one. Well, everyone's talking about that new Death Guard fortification, right? There's a little bit of an odd look to it. If you know what I'm saying. Definitely looks like it would have a particular odor. All right, we've got wheels. We got wheels on our wheels. Will they actually touch the ground? Maybe a little bit. Two, three, four. So yes, looking ahead, tonight, as always, every Friday night, you should tune into Ripley Improv at 7 p.m. for Heartbeats. That's tonight. And then tomorrow is Saturday, so we will be on, speaking of Jessica Lynn Verdi, we'll be doing our Saturday War Room Warhammer show at 2 p.m. Talk about what's new, what's up for pre-order. We'll have some different segments as we usually do. It's always good. And then tomorrow night, also at 7 p.m., tomorrow night will be the Homebuddies group stream. We'll be on Cameron Rice's channel doing a very fun sounding holiday family themed RPG. Okay, we have, look at that. We got wheels, baby. Wheels. If somehow you're here, actually, we got some new people. If somehow you're here and you are not part of our Discord, join the Homebuddies Discord. We're very friendly. Lots of cool things. Lots of great streamers doing very interesting, very different streams throughout the week. Lots of content for you. If you're new, if you are existing, I also highly recommend... we're doing a Secret Santa gift exchange with the Homebuddies, so sign up for that. There's a specific room in the Discord channel, whatever you call it, for that, so look for that. Zardoz, I'm pretty confident there are going to be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation references going on tomorrow night's stream. I mean, if nobody else is going to make them, then I certainly will. Because I love that movie. Best Christmas movie. So this guy hangs out over here. Okay, let's He partially stands on the gun, it looks like. Kind of just floats there. So let's put a whole bunch of glue so he stays in place. Glue everything down. So, oh no. There we go. That should work. Gonna add a little bit more glue. There. Good. So yeah, so he hangs out off the side. He's ready to load. Good enough. Alright, final pieces. We've got kind of a not what looks like it's not a very functional, but we got a little bit of a roll bar that goes over the front, and then a missile launcher for the back, or rocket launcher rather. Rockets. All right, check the sprue. Looks like we're good. Cool. Oh, so exciting. Finish models. Get those last pieces almost done. And yes, Benjamin does know that you gotta paint your vehicles red so they go faster. So this part is gonna fit, in theory, attach up here, connect to, oh man, butterfingers today. Okay, but yes, it does fit. Just gotta get some glue in there. They're not done until you paint them. Well, debatable. But yes, ideally, one would paint and base everything. We here, we like all people, no matter how you want to do your hobby. Okay, cool. So that's in there securely. It's good. And then finally, the last piece, the rocket launcher goes somewhere up here. Hold on. I need to get a better look to see exactly where this thing ends up. Oh, it's off to the side. Oh, just like that. Okay. Oh wow, sorry, that took a little while. All right, there we have it. The Shokkjump Dragsta with a custom shock rifle, rocket launcher, saw blades up there in the front. It's got its shock tunnel ability, which again is essentially like a boom tube. If you've read any DC comics, it's got a Grot Gunner and Targetin Squig. So yeah, as we've talked about before with these Orc vehicles, it's always nice when they have some Grots on board, because any weapons that the Grots are operating shoots at a better ballistic skill than any that the Orcs are operating. Because Orcs, they don't shoot very well. But Grots shoot better. So it's kind of like best of both worlds. You get the toughness, durability of Orcs and their Orc vehicles, but get some Grots in there shooting with their better ballistic skill. So yeah. So this thing is done. Finished it over 2 streams. And like I said, obviously with something like this, you're not going to just glue it onto the base. You want to figure out what you want to do with the base first. If we're going to do a street or, I don't know, something else, I'll ask my son. He might have some cool ideas. And then this bad boy, we'll just attach it. And it'll be great. So yeah, that'll go along with our other Speed Freaks vehicle. Our Scrapjet, which is extra scrappy from all the other little parts I glued onto it. This one doesn't have nearly as much opportunity for customizing. Again, if you build it sort of stock, but there are definitely some things you could do here with the front end. Inside the wheel wells, or not the wheel wells, but these parts, whatever you call them. Extra DACA, yeah, you can always add more goes to it. Oh, and of course, I mean, you know that once you paint this thing, you just got to put a bunch of blood and gore in there from other people that it's chewed up. Cool. Oh, let me show you real quick, just to wrap up this Orc segment. So along with some really great models, the start of this crazy Looted Wagon thing, there were some of these old. Now I'm not sure if these are real or if these were recasted, but got these classic space Orcs. And again, they look just like, if they didn't have the gun hand, they would look just like fantasy Orcs. And I forget exactly what year and edition these came from. Some of you might know. But they're pretty neat. So I got a whole bunch of these dudes. Again, looks like bolt pistols. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not sure. I mean, these are plastic, so I don't know. Unless somebody went to the trouble of recasting these and then making a mold and running them in plastic. Goths. But yeah, I've got a whole bunch of these guys, so they should be fun to paint. Yeah, definitely a different style of Orcs than the modern ones, but very neat in their own way, their own aesthetic. So yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of these to play around with, and then there was this mystery bag. I was like, what are these guys? Clearly, they're mostly. Oh yeah, I can grab. Hold on 1 second. So there's just, I think there's a number 1 on this one and a number 6 or 9 on this one, but no copyright information or anything. No name. Yeah, I don't know. Again, they're definitely plastic. They feel like, you know, like board game. They're plastic Orcs from the old Star set. Okay, cool. Well, hey, neat. So anyway, so like, well, what are these boys? Why are they in their own separate bag? So these are Orcs that have been given some Space Marine parts. So we've got shoulder pad, a lot of them with the power plant backpack. There's no cardboard dreadnought in this set because again, I bought a bunch of stuff from the existing army from my friend, and there were just 2 bags of these. So unfortunately, no cardboard dreadnought. So yeah, they gave a whole bunch of orcs just some Space Marine shoulder pads and backpacks, which I thought was pretty fun. It's a good look. This one even has a heavy bolter backpack. Yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, orc players and their wild creativity, you gotta love it. And the parts look really good. The shoulder pads and the backpacks definitely work together with orcs. I like it. Cool. So that'll do it for Figure Friday. We did a little bit more Warhammer this time than we usually do. Make sure you're around today. Check out Heartbeats. It's the mid-season finale, I believe, tonight on Heartbeats. And then, yes, tomorrow, big day, more Warhammer. All the Warhammer you could possibly want, you will get when we return tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on my channel. And then, yeah, tomorrow night, Homebuddies group stream on Cameron Rice's channel. Let me see if anybody is online who is worth rating, who I think is cool enough to send it all of you if anybody is interested in heading over there. Let's see. Who is on? Who is online at the moment? Hyper as usual. Okay, I'm gonna open up the raid window. Rabbit Wombat, you'll miss it. Okay, well, hey, look, it's for a good reason. And yeah, if you missed it before, yeah, but bye to everybody who needs to go. Yes, Rabbit Wombat is having a charity, part of a massive charity stream that's coming up this coming week. We'll have more information on that. Definitely more information on that in the Discord. So look for that. And just, you know what? Have a great weekend, everybody. See y'all later. In 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay. See you later for the other streams. Have a great weekend. Be good. Orc bodies and gene stealer heads. Ooh, that sounds cool. Okay, we can talk about that more tomorrow. Okay, bye. Okay. I'm no longer live. I'm not on anymore. You're okay.